Hello, this is KiwaniTalk. My name's Ray Scaboria. I'll be your host for this evening's program. KiwaniTalk is a public information program brought to you from the facilities of WDHS at Dearborn High School. And today we're very happy to have with us a very seasonal group. We have a brass quartet from the Dearborn Salvation Army Citadel. And as our guest is Captain Martinez, and we're going to start this show off with a rousing song. Whenever you gentlemen are ready. Gentlemen, thank you. That was terrific. It really puts us in the seasonal mood. And of course, we know this is a tremendously busy time of the year for the Salvation Army because your big fundraising program goes on in this period of a little over a month before Christmas. And everybody's working on it. The band's working on it. A lot of people are ringing that bell. In fact, I'm ringing the bell a little bit myself, you know. Captain Martinez, it's nice to have you here today.
Thank you,
Ray. Captain Martinez normally plays the trombone, but he's on, medical instructions not to play for a little bit. But I imagine you'll be back at it soon.
Soon enough, yeah.
Yeah. Captain Martinez, will you tell us a little bit, just a little overview of the fundraising program? Yeah. And I want to get on the screen the email contact locations and so on, and we'll actually put them on the TV screen, but you can mention them.
Well, as you mentioned, this is our busiest fundraising season of the year. Our Red Kettle campaign, which is the red buckets and the bells ringing at the stores throughout the season from Thanksgiving until Christmas Eve. And this year we're doing very well. We're starting a little bit low numbers-wise just because of the agreements we have with the stores. They're very generous, but most of them coordinate based on Thanksgiving in that calendar. And because Thanksgiving's later in the year, it makes our fundraising season a little bit shorter. So we have plenty of good volunteers that are coming out, but we could always use more. And so the easiest way to register to volunteer as a bell ringer would be to go to registertoring.com, registertoring.com. It's very intuitive. As far as being able to register if no one's done it before. I was very pleased this week as we're going around and setting up bell ringers and collecting kettles to see a handful of people let me know that this was their first time ringing this year. And they're not necessarily young people, they're older people that for whatever reason felt compelled to ring for the first time this year. And so whether it's a holiday tradition for some or whether it's a new opportunity, there's a great need and a great appreciation for everyone that's bell ringing for us this year in particular.
Yeah. Well, you had your wife actually was actually filling in for you a little bit last week.
She was,
and
yes.
I had the pleasure of meeting her because she came to pick up the bucket at the end of my shift. So
yeah, and our boys were out ringing a little bit
her
today, so it's a family affair during the Christmas singing season.
Well, what I'd like to do now, Captain Martinez, is to go around and have the gentleman in the quartet just introduce themselves, and I believe we're starting over here with David Dahl.
Yes, my name's David Dahl. I've been playing in the Dearborn Heights Citadel Band since 1984.
My name is Daniel Dahl. I'm Dave's brother, And I've also played in the Dearborn Heights Citadel Band since 1984.
I'm going to interrupt just slightly. How roughly was that after you got out of school? Was that when you were pretty young, or what? 1984. I'm just asking about when that might have been.
1984 was my senior year in high school,
Okay.
my brother's junior year in high school.
Okay.
My name is Brett Bamford. I actually grew up at the Dearborn Heights Citadel. I learned how to play at the age of 7 in 1989, and I've been playing with the band since 1997.
That's great.
And my name is Chuck McDougall. I've been playing with the Dearborn Heights Band since 1975, so quite a while. And I too grew up at Dearborn Heights, and before then we were the Detroit Citadel Corps when we were downtown Detroit. So I was down there until I was about 9 years old when we moved out into the suburbs. But at this current time, I don't play anymore, except for Christmas time. I get to break a horn out, but I lead the band right now. I'm the bandmaster, so.
Okay. Now, when you get ready for the Christmas season, I imagine you have a few practices at some point before you go out and do your gigs, so to speak.
No, not really.
Not really.
This could be our practice right here.
Can you tell me a couple of places that you go? And is it true that the Salvation Army Band sometimes combines with other units for some major things, like when they do the Christmas tree thing downtown and
Right.
that sort of thing?
Well, we've been involved with the Christmas tree lighting downtown a couple weeks ago. That's also the Red Kettle kickoff time. It's tied in, so we have a group that goes down there for that. We join forces with all of the Salvation Army bandsmen and women in the area for the Thanksgiving Day parade every year. So I think there was about 80 musicians this year that marched in the Thanksgiving Day parade. You may have seen some of us. We were marching. I think all of
I
us
believe-
marched.
I
Except for
believe so.
David, he was on sick leave, so we let him out this year and didn't have to play. But we do, a lot of us will go out and stand on kettles, and instead of ringing bells, we'll play our instruments. And we play at a lot of service clubs this time of year, like Kiwanis and Rotary and that sort of thing.
And while Salvation Army has a tradition of brass band, not every Salvation Army unit has a brass band representative or participants. And so our band, I just want to give them credit because they support a lot of our other Salvation Army units, especially during this time of year. So a group of us were in Plymouth for their tree lighting kickoff, which isn't necessarily our particular service area. We'll be in Wayne Westland later on in the season. So I just want to credit the band for their hard work. It goes beyond just our particular area. So.
Well, that's there's the one thing about the Salvation Army, man. There's a lot of dedication, and there's a lot of hard work. I'm going to call you Captain David instead of Captain Martinez. Okay, from now on, Captain David. Can you give us a little overview of some of the major activities at the Citadel and in the Dearborn Heights area that are provided by?
Yeah, the most timely would be our angel tree distribution. We have around 300 families that will register for gifts and food boxes for the Christmas season, and we provide them with that support based on the donations and the contributions from the community. I'll tell one quick story. We have a hard time shopping for teens, as you can imagine, has been the history of teens, and then certainly today their specifications for what they might appreciate as far as gifts or the expense of some of the things that they would want. And so it can be difficult. Last year we gave our teenagers movie passes, and it wasn't until the spring we had a family contact us and let us know that they had just used their movie passes, and they really appreciated the opportunity they had to have a family outing at that time. And so the smallest gifts may not even be appreciated on Christmas Day, if you will, but they are appreciated by the community. And so our Christmas distribution for gifts is something that certainly is something that we do this time of year. But the great thing about the community and our fundraising now is it supports us for the entire year. And so we'll continue to help after the new year with rent and utility assistance, food distribution, drug and alcohol rehabilitation. Chuck is also the director of our emergency disaster services for the region, and so we continue to support the community through small disasters as well as natural disasters. And so while again we're most visible in the Christmas season, we're at work 365 days a year.
Yeah, that's, I heard a comment once about people in emergency overnight, places to stay overnight, and nationally the Salvation Army puts up a lot of people.
Yeah, I believe we're the largest provider of overnight housing.
The largest single provider as a organization. And the one thing about the Salvation Army is if you come in there and you need some help, they're going to try and help you.
We'll do what we can.
Best you can. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have a break in a few minutes. Before the break, we're going to do a number. And then after the break, we're going to kind of key on the music and let the band kind of move through their repertoire. And we hope you enjoy. I don't know how you could not enjoy the beautiful music of the brass quartet. So do we have a number ready to go?
Yes, we do. Hark the
Okay.
Herald Angels Sing.
Hi, we're here with the Salvation Army with Captain David Martinez and a brass quartet from the Dearborn Heights Citadel. And Captain Martinez, you were going to make a little announcement about a performance that's coming up.
I just wanted to share that anyone who appreciates hearing the music over the television might appreciate hearing it live. We do have a free concert on Sunday, December 15th. It's at 4 o'clock, and it also includes food, and so a free event all the way around. That's at our facility, 26700 West Warren. That's between Inkster and Beach Daily. And so anyone's welcome to come and enjoy the live music with the full brass band on that day.
Well, I'm impressed with the sound that they make with just the four gentlemen here. It sounds wonderful. And again, I wanted to ask you one more thing about, you have this gift program to help families. And I understand you set that up right there at the Citadel, is that correct?
That's right. We set that up in our gymnasium, and over a span of 3 days, we have the 300 families come, and the parents are allowed to select the gifts for their children and even present them to their children from themselves. So we're happy to provide them, but it's up to them if they feel it's better to have the children feel that it's a gift received from the parents, or if they would want to acknowledge a donor or what have you. But it's just our privilege to be able to provide those resources.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing, and I understand you kind of set it up as almost like a store.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, now we are going to give the quartet a chance to go through a selection of their numbers. And I'm going to stay out of it. If you want to announce titles, that's up to you.
Okay, we'll do that. That way we'll all make sure we're playing the same thing.
That's a good idea.
We can cut out all the hand signals we worked out.
That's right. No problem.
So the first thing we're going to play is, I think it's one of the favorites when you're standing out on the kettle playing. It's Silver Bells. And we always, I think in the Salvation Army, we kind of claim it with the silver bells by our kettles. So we'll start off with Silver Bells. We're going to do a little thing called Carol of the Bells. We'll do "O Come All Ye Faithful" now. We'll deck the halls now.
That was a rousing number.
All right. How about a little less rousing number with "O Little Town" when we think about what the real meaning of this season is?
Lovely. Thank you. Very nice.
Joy to the world. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Well, gentlemen, we're getting close to the end of our show. We want to thank you very much for coming.
Oh, you're very
We
welcome.
really appreciate it. Captain Martinez, in case somebody didn't make their donation to the Salvation Army, how could they address a check
Yeah, they
and
can
send
put it into a red kettle if they find one, or they can mail it to us at 26700 West Warren, Dearborn Heights.
Okay. And we're going to close now with music.
All right. And we'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.